Thank you for watching this short 2021 budget presentation video. If you read the recent update that we included in the weekly email, you know that the council voted to postpone the annual meeting. The annual meeting is typically scheduled for the last Sunday of the month of January, and we voted to postpone it until we're able to safely gather in person. Some of you probably won't miss the annual meeting, but I know you'll miss the delicious meal that Scott and our Sunday school teachers and our youth and children have prepared the last 7 or 8 years. We do, however, need to approve the 2021 budget. Attached to the daily email is a copy of our annual report. I encourage you to read it. Some great things happened despite the pandemic this past year, along with our financials, including the budget. In a moment, Finance Chair Bob Suter and Treasurer Rick Edson will walk us through these documents. If you have any questions or concerns, if something isn't clear, please feel free to reach out to Bob or Rick or to me, and I will, at the end of the video, provide contact information. Financial transparency and responsibility are very important to me, to the Church Council, and our Finance Committee. In next Sunday's email, you'll have the opportunity to vote on that proposed budget, just as we did last October on the slate of officers and committee members. Thank you so much. Continue to be safe and smart, and have a wonderful, wonder-filled day.
Good morning. My name is Bob Suter. I head up the Finance Committee, and I just wanted to give you an overview of our finances over the past year and the proposed budget, which Rick will take you through shortly. From a financial standpoint, it was a good year. We ended up with income exceeding expenses by over $13,000, and that was due primarily to some very generous gifts that we received during the year, as well as even though we didn't have fundraisers this past year, we had some very generous donations during the Christmas or summer fair. From an investment standpoint, our investments did very well. All 3 investments exceeded a 10% return, which is quite good, although we can't expect those kinds of numbers every year. The council is working on ways to utilize the Danielle Fund, which is something that we continue to think about. Maintenance Reserve Fund, we continue to fund that, and as a result, I think the church is in very good shape for future maintenance requirements. From a 2021, we had a very successful pledge campaign, and as a result, we needed to even with that successful pledge campaign, we still needed to use some surpluses that are carried over, and Rick will get into those. And finally, I'd like to thank the Finance Committee for their hard work, as well as Rick and Carl Carter for the work that they do. So Rick is going to take you through the 2020 actuals and the proposed 2021 budget.
Happy New Year's. My name is Rick Edson. I'm the treasurer. I would like to go over with you the 2020 budget and the proposed 2021 budget. To follow along, we sent you a handout. At the top, it's labeled 2020 budget actual comparison to 2021 budget. In spite of the pandemic, the church had a very good financial year in 2020. In regards to the offerings, where we fell short there, we made up for it in generous gifts and donations. Where we fell short on fundraisers, with Michael's suggestion of making donations, there were over 200 individual donations for the summer fair, which gave us a surplus on the fair over budget of $1,500. In regards to the 21,547 surplus from 2019, which was used for a deficit relief, we did not have to use that for 2020. So that went into the accumulated surplus, which I'll talk about in a bit. So the bottom line for 2020 was $662,674. In regards to expenses in 2020, we're pretty much on budget, right down the board, with the exception that we're a little over budget in the facilities. That had to do with the new door in the parsonage, roof repairs we had to make, major repairs to the boiler, new mini split in one of the offices. But in the end, the bottom line was $648,676, which gave us a surplus of that budget of $13,998. So that added into the 2019 carryover, gave us an accumulated surplus of $35,545. Some of that will be used in the 2021 budget deficit, which I'll talk about shortly. So the 2021 budget, which we're looking for the approval from the church, we're looking for offerings of $296,000, fundraise of $31,000, gifts and donations of $316,200, facility use $5,000, village nursery school $11,500, and we're looking for a surplus carryover to come out of the accumulated surplus of $10,224. And we're also carrying over $2,500 from last year for outreach, which they didn't use. So the total number for the 2021 budget will be $672,424. In the expense side, we're looking for staff salaries of $150,733, staff support $115,409, committees community service with outreach $47,550. Facilities, $73,834. Operations, $19,894. $15,000 for maintenance reserve. $250,000 for the Danielle Foundation to be deposited into Morgan Stanley, for a total of $672, and that would balance out the budget for the year. In regards to the accumulated surplus, which I mentioned earlier, of $35,545, $10,224 would go into the 2021 budget that I mentioned for the carryover deficit relief, which we need to balance the budget, along with the $2,500 from outreach, for a total of $12,724. That leaves a accumulated surplus left over $22,821. With that, the Finance Committee, with the approval of the Church Council, recommended that those funds be allocated in $15,290 to the Clean Energy Fund and $7,531 to the Guilford Youth Center. So that's what we're looking for approval this year. In end, I'd like to just thank Bob Suda and the entire Finance Committee, Taryn Smith, Tom Gurin, Kyle Carter. Special thanks to Nan Fay and Kathy LaCroix for all the hard work they did during this year, despite the pandemic. And again, a special thanks to Michael Graham and all those that helped him, and Scott Hosden, in just an amazing year with all they did with the pandemic, bringing us weekly services and all the videos to help get us through that tough time. Thank you.